here to give you all some we are here to give you all some basic ideas on the financial tactics that we have to follow when it comes to a community project. So the main topic for today's presentation is sourcing financial resources for community projects. Can we move the next slide? Yes. So today, for today's presentation, the contents will be, first there will be a small introduction on what kind of presentation this would be, what kind of things that you will get as a takeaway points from this presentation. And also next will be a discussion about the project value estimation. It's a crucial step for any project. And also moving on, we'll be focusing on the marketing of a project and allocating funds for project and sourcing for project. Sourcing for funds for project will be discussing further slides. Shall we move to the next slide, please? Okay. So to give you a brief introduction of finance, what comes with financial support for a particular club, particular non-profit organization like Leo clubs. When it comes to Leo clubs, what happens is like there will be like a lot of cash in and cash out. But we have to make sure how we're going to organize, how we're going to sort these funds that you receive into making a particular project a success, or like to get proper benefits out of it. So in order to do that, we have to make sure that the project, the project process is kind of maintained clearly and constructively, and to make sure that the finance or the financial aid that you gain from others or sponsors or anywhere is kind of everything is reported and carried out in a constructive pattern. Moving on. So the first important crucial step before the initiation of a project is the project value estimation. Right after the project idea generation, we have to go into this project value estimation process. So we usually, as a club, we follow all these 5 processes before estimating this value for a project. So first one is to compile a list of tasks and resources required to complete a particular project. So this is very important to make sure that the resources that we have in list are adequate enough, and then in further future future doings, it won't like come into scarcity. Okay, so that kind of list is important, so then we won't miss anything. And the second process is identify and allocate resources to tasks based on your team's capacity. So team's capacity is very important. So this is done by self-evaluation, the team evaluation that we have to do for. And then we have to make sure that we have human resources as well as the manpower, and also the resources that are needed for the carrying out of the particular project. Okay, so we have to identify them, the number, the quantity, and also the quality of the man needed for this particular project, and we have to allocate tasks for each and every one. So in the first step, we have the list, and in the second step, we have to allocate people and resources accordingly for each task. And in the third phase, we have to have the estimation for the task, estimate the task length to create a project schedule. So this is where your plan, the time frame comes in. So now this is very important to make sure that you're following a proper guideline, you're in track with your project, so then it won't miss anything in the future run also. So we have to have some buffers as well, because if you have like 5 tasks for today and 10 tasks for tomorrow, then it will be a 2-packed one. If you miss one, it will be 11 tasks for tomorrow. So that would be like very stressing situation. So we don't want that to happen. So what we do is usually if we allocate 5 tasks, then you have to allocate another time for like completing the missing task as well for future. Okay, so that buffers are important in creating time frames also. And also the next one is calculate the project cost based on the chosen estimation method. So we usually go for parametric estimation, where like historical and statistical analysis is given, and then we go into estimation of the value, and then come into through research we bring up the value estimation. And the final step is use project cost estimating estimating tools to track budgets in real time. So this is important. So now we have to make sure that whatever we are calculating, whatever we are putting into budget list are in real time basis. We can go into research about research done about 100 years ago and say like it only costs thousand rupees for planting 1,000 trees. We can't say that because it has been done like 100 years ago maybe, but now it's not possible. So we have to go into research into the current research papers, and we have to make sure the budget will be like adequate enough, and then the value that we have given for each and every task will be like sufficient enough to carry on the project. And so with that said, now I invite the president of Leo Club of Colombo Grand City to carry on the presentation with marketing and project. Over to you, Leo. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. So good afternoon, everyone. So this is the marketing aspect of a project, basically how you market a project and get financial aid from, especially from everyone that you know, or people that you would really think that would help you out with projects. So I would say our best ideas come as jokes. Like, most of the time what we do is when we plan, it's either funny and sounds really impossible. But what we do is we actually plan this aspect much in prior so that we can do the analysis part here in a way that it could be really realistic, and even though it might sound unrealistic, we would be able to finish it. Okay, change the slide, bro. So step one is identifying the task leading to the project goal. So once our projects are conceptualized, what we do is we obtain approval from our board, and we usually show it to our club advisor and get it approved. And then onwards, we try to identify the components that is really important to achieve the goal. So as it mentioned in the slide, this includes determining the tasks that contributes towards the project completion, as well as resources, timelines, and budget. So this is where we use SMART. I think everybody who has a basic knowledge about business know what SMART is. It's basically specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time. So we actually do a SMART analysis before we on terms when it comes for financial aid. Bro, change the slide. Building a project plan. I'm pretty sure everybody who's a Leo knows what a project plan is or what a project proposal is. This is a very crucial aspect of a project because this is where everything gets finalized on terms of theory, where what we are going to do, how we have planned the project, and how much we are going to spend, or how are we going to, how the timeline is set forward. So even to speak to anyone who would really like to support your project, this is the very important aspect. Get a proper project plan. Promote the second slide. The other slide. Execute the plan. The third one. So executing the plan is very easy. It just takes simply takes courage to go and meet someone and speak about what you're really planning to do. And it's easy to influence someone who's through a proper marketing plan or through a proper project proposal to help you out with taking on your project. Bro, next slide. Evaluate the results is step 4. So once our club completes a project, we get back to the drawing boards. We analyze the data. We analyze how the project has been conducted. We analyze how people have supported us, and we usually try to figure out what went wrong and what went right for us. And we use those statistics for future projects. So this is a crucial aspect, again, because this is very important. And our clubs solely rely on a lot of data, because when we conduct projects, we plan it actually at least 2 months in prior. We send out surveys, surveys to potential people who would really like to support in a project, and we do keep them in the pipeline, so that in future projects also they would be helping us. So evaluation and planning in prior is very important. Bro, change to the next slide. So from here on, I would like to ask Chamod Randika, who's our treasurer of the club, to take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Surenaya. Allocating funds for project. මෙතනදී අපි project proposal එක අරන් ඒකෙන් අපිට ඕන කරන බඩු ටික තෝරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ බඩු වල ගණන් ටික බලලා estimate එක හදාගෙන ඊට පස්සේ එතනින් ඒ බඩු අඩුවට ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහක් තියනවද නැත්නම් අපිට ස්පොන්සර් කරන කාගේ හරි through ඒක ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා බලනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඩීලර්ගෙන්ගේ through හරි නැත්නම් කම්පැනි ස්පොන්සර්ෂිප් එකකින් හරි ඒ බඩු ටික ගන්න බලනවා. ඊට පස්සේ next slide එක දාන්න. sourcing funds එතනදී අපිට අපිට දැනට ස්පොන්සර් කරන කට්ටියට අපි කරන්න තියෙන ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් ගැන ඔක්කොම දැනට අප්ඩේට් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. සුරේන් අයියත් මෙන්ෂන් කරා මාසයක් මාස දෙකකට කලින්ම ඒගොල්ලන්ට අපි ඉන්ෆෝම් කරනවා. රෆ්ලි අපි පොඩි මේ එස්ටිමේට් එකක් යවනවා ඒගොල්ලන්ට. ඊට පස්සේ ඉතින් එතනින් එහාට කට්ටියකින් කලෙක්ට් කරගන්නවා. කලෙක්ට් කරගද්දී අපේ ෆැමිලි ෆ්‍රෙන්ඩ්ස්ලා යාළුවන්ගෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ through connection වලින් companies වල emails අරන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට email කරලා අපේ කරපු projects ගැනයි කරන්න තියෙන ඒවායි ඒ ඔක්කොම අපි අප්ඩේට් කරන ඒගොල්ලන්ට. ඊට පස්සේ කියන ඔක්කොම බජට් එක ඒ ටික එන ඔක්කොම ටික ඒගොල්ලන්ට අප්ඩේට් කරනවා. එච්චරයි. සුවේනය.
Thank you, Shamad. Akhil, can you change it to the next slide? Is there any questions that you guys would like to ask us?
Suren, I have a question now. What do you do when there's an unexpected expense that comes across where you didn't expect that?
As I said, we actually planned it 2 months in prior. So in that instance, we do expect a lot of things to come. So in that hand, we always try to adjust our budget in a way that if any answer, anything that comes, how do I say this? Unplanned, and any expense that comes unplanned. So in that sense, what we do is we allocate a separate budget for that. We always have at least 5 to 10,000 in extra in our hand on terms of things that happen as such.
Thank you.
Is there any other question? Okay, then we can change to the next slide. Okay, guys, thank you for giving us this opportunity. And as the president of the Leo Club of Colombo Grand City, I'm really privileged and honored to do this presentation. So I hope you guys got something from us, and